everyone, Kim here, Abundant Life Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me. We are continuing our readings regarding Carnell Sledge and Katherine Brown. Check out part 1 and 2. The links are in the description box down below. I recorded parts 1 and 2, a couple of weeks ago? And it was before Unsolved Mysteries put out their episode. And yeah, so check that out. That is why I was wanting to do this part, this tarot and oracle reading, because I had even more questions. All right, so let's get to it. Question number 1. Did the painter have anything to do with the crime? The painter who was parked near the scene of the crime was doing work. I would imagine that the painter is using some sort of application or program. We have the King of Pentacles in reverse. No. He was absorbed in his work. I know a lot of people think, no, it's probably the painter. I'm not getting a strong sense that it is. We have the King of Pentacles in reverse and the Devil, which is a hard no card for me. Okay, and it looks like he was absorbed in his work with the reverse King of Pentacles. I don't get, intuitively, I don't pick up on the painter having anything to do with this crime. Yeah. I feel like he's being truthful as best he can, and it's just one of those things where I really firmly believe that the person presented themselves, the criminal, the perpetrator who did this, in a way that just didn't raise any red flags for potential witnesses there, like wearing a uniform or having something on that makes you not even second guess or think about them. So that's why it's so difficult for the painter or any of the other potential witnesses there to really put their finger on anybody out of the ordinary. That came up in parts 1 and 2 of the oracle reading. So yeah, for me, the King of Pentacles in reverse and the Devil card says no, the painter did not do this, heinous crime to Nell and Kate. So I'm interested to hear what you all think about that. And yeah, that's what we got. All right, so now we are looking for the perp's profile traits, characteristics, or occupations, okay? So who is ultimately responsible for these crimes? We have Son of Earth, so Knight of Pentacles. Okay. So the Son of Earth is traditionally the Knight of Pentacles. Knight. Okay, so now we're going to look at, let's see, look, we have green eyes, medium skin tone. All right, we're building up a profile of the person. Okay. All right, so Son of Earth and reversed, the reverse Six of Wands. This is someone who has a job where they work with their hands with the Son of Earth. An occupation that feels very much, how do I say this? It's a common occupation where you have to really be meticulous and careful with your hands. This is someone who has a tempestuous and egocentric type of personality. That's what I get with the reverse Six of Wands. But this Knight of Earth, that's what I'm picking up on here in terms of this person. This person could have like dark hair when you get like a Pentacles or Earth court card. Dark hair, normal build, not too buff. Just normal or proportional kind of to their height and weight. Dark eyes, dark hair, dark features. Son of Earth energy. But yeah, I'm going to have another deck. I'm going to try. Oops. Another set of cards. Sorry, I was grabbing another deck that I wanted to do. We have assumptions and guessing. So this person who's associated with taking Nell and Kate's life is someone who felt like there was always guesswork with one of them. I'm sensing that it's surrounding Kate. Okay? Assumptions and guessing. It could be that maybe she was doing a lot of assuming and guessing with this perp, or vice versa. The perp is like assuming and guessing, or feeling like someone's always kind of speaking in riddles or not coming straight forward with information. Or this is how they also move. This is an interesting card. That's an interesting card. It's giving us like how they viewed the connection with one of the victims. And I'm sensing it could be Kate, and I'll tell you why. I got the feminine energy card. We have bad habits. Maybe this perp engages in bad habits, has bad habits. Bad habits could be smoking, drinking, drugs, overspending, terrible relationships, addicted to toxic relationships, or bad habits, speeding, doing a lot of bad on a consistent basis. We have here jealous behaviors. In the oracle readings we did for this case, the female victim card came up. I looked at the pictures today to bring myself back up to speed and with the cards that came up previously. And so it's interesting to me that once again we're being directed to feminine energy. Okay, so that's telling. We have green eyes. It could be that the person's eyes are actually green or a shade of green or hazily, or something striking about their eyes. Or it could be metaphorically speaking, like green with envy. That would go with the jealous behaviors card. This person has medium skin tone. Okay. And some sort of noticeable beauty mark or mole on their face, neck, hands, in a visible location. An identifying beauty mark or mole. We have here snake. This is Chinese astrology. Yeah, it does list birthday years here. We've got 1977, 1989, 2001. Oh, but it also has a year of 2025 here. So that could be of significance, something of significance happening for this case in 2025. 2013 could mean, that's one of the years listed here. It could speak to when the perp came into contact with one of the victims. And I'm sensing that it's Kate. And when I think about the bad habits, maybe this person was doing or a part of the bad habits with her, with Kate. Maybe this is also speaking to past bad habits for her. The snake is also interesting. It's like someone kind of slithering in and out of one's life. Someone shedding their skin and becoming new. And I feel like that could be like Kate and someone having an issue with that. Snake could mean a myriad of things, right? When you think about it, you think about the actual snake card. We have karmic. And then we have feminine energy. Now this card could mean that a woman is the perpetrator, but I don't know. We got the murder for hire and hired help cards too, and also aiding and abetting. So someone helping the perp keep this covered up and may have even had a hand in the crime itself. Could it be a feminine energy, a woman? Perhaps this is what this card could be speaking to. But I also get a strong sense it's telling us who the perp came, like how this perp became attached to the both victims is what I'm picking up on. Okay. So that's what I got for this. And with this karmic card, it's like, okay, a karmic connection. When we think of karmic connections, we typically think of intimate involvement. So that's my profile of the perp so far. Oh, before we move on to the next question, I wanted to see any past, present, or future occupations. Personal assistant. Personal assistant. That sounds like somebody working with their hands. This person has some sort of cleaning services. We're looking at past or present or future occupations of the main perp. That one tried to come up before. So, one of... Yeah, we'll stop there. We'll stop it there. One of the first cards we got was personal assistant, shopper, researcher, scheduler, coordinator. But what stands out to me is personal. Personal hygiene, personal assisting, personal, just helping another person with your hands. Having to pay attention to the details where the person who you are assisting or tending to or providing for doesn't have to worry about those details. So that's what comes up for me with this personal assistant card. This could be a past, present, or future occupation. Then we have cleaning services, janitor, corporate cleaner, house cleaner, maid, or house cleaner. So it could be maybe the connection with the victim is through his or her occupations. And maybe this is how they linked up with this person, or that they maybe worked with this person in the past, or maybe this person constantly was at the workplace for whatever reason, somehow connected. So it could be that is the link. But this also could just simply speak to, again, providing some sort of service, helping someone, paying attention to the details of the person that is paying you, that they don't have to pay attention to the details, like cleaning or, tending to, then we have building maintenance, plumber, electrician, roofer, HVAC specialist. I know those who really believe that the roofer has something to do with it could probably be like, okay, Kim, there you go. That's it. That's the person. That's clearly the one who had the opportunity and the means. I just don't strongly get an intuitive hit. I just feel like it's a coincidence that maybe this perp or perps has this in their job history or future job, resume, if you will. Also, somehow what connects the victim to this person. Constantly a presence at the victim's workplace, for example. So that's what I'm picking up on here. You all let me know what you pick up on with these cards as well. Move on to the next question, question number 3. I do want to say the Knight of Earth or Knight of Pentacles. What that tells me is someone in their mid to late 20s, early 30s, that age range. Okay, so now let's move on to question number 3. Question number 3 is, why did Carnell and Katherine meet that day in the park? Why did they meet? What was that about? From what all accounts that I've been able to see surrounding this case, it sounds like we have the reverse death card. Oh my goodness. That it was Kate that called Nell over to meet up, and that this was something that would happen from time to time. She was dealing with some sort of threat. So we got the reverse death card, 9 of Fire or 9 of Wands, wanting to get ahead of something, needing the strength of her friend, barely hanging on. Some sort of threat of violence was levied at her. We have an active case. Look, karmic connection. Oh my goodness. Now, some would say, oh, well, is the karmic connection speaking to Nell and Kate? Like, I know that it's been reported they've been just friends. And hey, if that's what family and friends are saying, I'm not going to argue with them. However, the karmic connection card, we got karmic over here, and now we have karmic connection. This is telling me that Spirit wants us to look in the direction of someone who had an intimate relationship, allegedly with, well, the feminine in this is Kate. She met up and called on her friend to talk about what had transpired recently. Robbery or burglary gone wrong. Threats of that going on, robbery or burglary, or you see this of causing bodily harm. And so she is trying to get ahead of this and trying to talk to someone about what transpired. She met up with her friend, her trusted confidant, her friend that she felt like she could, too many cards. She feels like she can confide in and see and get solutions on how to deal with this. When I see the death in reverse, this is about her trying to avoid potentially losing her life. Her trying to avoid some big sense of change that could forever change the course of her path. She was wanting to do that, and so she called on her friend. She knew that her friend would be there for her. However, I don't know. I feel like she may have been followed, or some sort of tracking, or some sort of tracking information on her. This was in 2019. Could have just been simply following her to the park. A threat of following. Okay. Got cards. Lots of cards. So we have active case. We are in the right direction in terms of spirit, like the law enforcement doesn't have to go far to figure out who did this. There's someone very close to the victim, likely Kate, and there's going to have to be some kind of key evidence that unlocks this case, as we know. Some people think it's random. Some people think that it has to do with the racial situation. I'm not picking up on that in the readings I'm doing. And this is yet another card that affirms that. Also, she wanted to talk to Nell about strategies on how to navigate this situation that sprung up. She felt in grave danger by this karmic connection. There could have even been discussions of something like that going on where somebody's putting something on her vehicle, or she's just feeling violated, or something being taken away from her home, or someone threatening to constantly be a presence, is what I'm saying here. Heavy speculation. Could be when we're talking about the context of the question of why did they meet up. It could be that there's heavy speculation about this person going to do something, going to cause her to lose her life. A man that is highly addicted to her, addicted to wanting to stay attached. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean it's her ex-boyfriend. I know there's heavy speculation around that, and understandably so. And everything that we're talking about is alleged, just my intuitive hunches, what we've heard about it that was released in the news about the case. So that's what we'll say there. Could be someone entirely different, but I'm sensing it was someone that she had a strong connection to, that has seen her in her low points with this bad habits and addiction card, but also they became addicted to her over time. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is pause so I can take a picture of these first 3 questions. Pause it, okay, because it's too many cards. I got to clear the table. So question number 4. Why didn't anyone hear the shooting? I know a lot of people are speculating there was some sort of silencer on the weapon. But is there anything else going on with that? Why didn't we hear the sound? Strength. General noises. I don't know. I don't know what I'm getting with the strength card and the 3 of wands. Like maybe there's a lot of other noises that were louder. I mean, I wonder what else was going on. What other noises were there? Is what I'm picking up on here. It's like, was there other noises, background noises? Was it super quiet? I'm getting the sense that no, it wasn't. Like maybe there's a lawnmower going off or something about the area itself. Like that's part, like look, something stifling the noise with the choke card. Something, hold on. I'm trying to think, let me see. I have a different deck I want to use. It could be worthy, a worthy idea, or if someone has already done this, this would be interesting to hear about. It's going to the metro park, this particular metro park, at the similar time, recording the sounds, just paying attention to the sounds and the people who come and go in the area during that time of day. It would be great during that season, like June, early June, and seeing what kind of sounds are typically around. Because for some reason, I just get a sense that really the painter just didn't hear it. We're wrapped up and distracted into work. Look. So someone may have already done this, and we can check out social media where someone went out, canvassed the area, looked around, listened, really paying attention to what were the other sounds that were coming through. Why would other people, not just the painter, but other people in the surrounding area not hear the shots, right? It's really interesting. So I'm curious to know what else is out there. If you all know, let me know in the comment section, or because I think that could provide, the scene itself can provide some key information about how this all played out in the middle of the day at 5 something in the evening or afternoon, in sunlight. So I talked about that in the opening oracle readings. It is the scene itself that provides valuable clues on this. The sound being distorted, choked out, with this card. You know how like when you're walking through a casino and you get kind of accustomed to the surrounding noises, and this could also be, I don't know how else to say this, and it may sound crazy to some unless you lived in it, but when I grew up in the 80s and 90s in Oakland, California, we would hear gunshots all the time, to the point you start to get numb. So if the person is from a particular part of town, that they just kind of hear it and it just becomes like, is that a gunshot? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. So maybe there are witnesses that may have heard something that kind of registers to them that it could have been a gunshot, but they weren't moved to doing anything because maybe they're from a time and a place like myself that are numb and desensitized to gunshots in the air on a given night, any given night, constant. Then you might hear sirens later. It was like a constant reel, just like what you hear in the casino. This is the uncle card, but the casino is the keyword that stands out to me here. It's like, when you're in a casino for a long period of time and you're hearing the cha-ching, 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 you're constantly hearing that noise, you become desensitized to it. Does that make sense? Thank you, Spirit. Okay. That's what we've got for question number 4. Okay. Question number 2 is, who or what was Katherine so upset about? And the second part of the question is going to be, does this person have anything to do with the shootings? So first up, I have to say the mic had cut out, and I'm glad I caught it before I continue to record the video, but I've already shuffled these cards, and these are the cards that jumped from the tarot and then from the oracle decks that I have. My Secrets Reveal True Crime Oracle, and this is my Love Repellent Oracle. So she reached out to Nell because there was something where she was confronted with something that was mentally distressing for her. Someone once again giving her grief. And this time the grief moved to a place of, I will destroy you, or I will destroy anything that you care about in you, because I am tired of you betraying me. I'm tired of you backstabbing me. This is energy that was coming at Kate. And there was a threat that was made perhaps within the 24 hours preceding this meeting that she needed to talk to Nell about, to get his perspective, to get his guidance, his wise counsel to navigate this, because she was afraid that this was going to take her down a bad place in life, mentally, physically, emotionally. Someone felt slighted and betrayed and causing her grief 2 to 3 months prior to the shooting in June. Also, winter time is of significance related to this case. The winter preceding the shooting deaths of Carnell and Katherine, because there was something about the who of this person who has been giving her a lot of grief since wintertime, but it really reached critical mass in the 2 to 3 months preceding her death. This person, this who, and this what. So up until that point, she had been always biting her tongue, but having to keep certain aspects of her life secret from this person, because this person would make false accusations if they saw something going on social media with photos on social media, or she would, say she popped up here or doing this or that. She seemed like she had a great personality, gregarious personality, and she had to dim some of that to prevent this person from falsely accusing her of stuff. Finally, she stopped biting her tongue in the days, or hours even prior to this happening. And this person carried out, I'm sensing, I'm going to ask, we will shuffle to this question. Did this person have anything? What she went to go see Carnell about, did this situation have anything? Six of Swords. Have anything to do? Yeah. Six of Swords gave me a maybe card, right? This is a maybe card, but it's an important card about perhaps her mentally moving on or wanting to move on and expressing that, and that saying like that blowing up. And she knew that Carnell could have some sort of wisdom to help her navigate this situation. Earlier we saw the Death card in reverse about how grave it was for her of what that threat was, and she was scared, and so she needed to talk to Carnell about it because she knew that he would meet up and at least put her mind at ease is what she was hoping for. Did this situation that she went to meet up with him about have anything to do with this? This would be a strong yes card. It is the Two of Cups. It is a yes card. And it's an interesting yes card because it's like, I'm trying to move away from this situation, move on. This is Kate. And this is keeping me attached. It has something to do with a partnership. A once upon a time relationship, and an intimate partnership, of intimate friendship. It has to do with that. So to answer the question, yes. What she had to talk to Carnell about that day, what she had been dealing with very recently within the last 2 days. Two of Cups represents the timing of 2 days, early summer. They were heading into early summer, but 2 days. She had been dealing with that. Oh, sorry, the background noise. So Two of Cups is about the 2 days. Something happening 2 days prior, and she needed to talk to Carnell because she knew something was percolating. All right, let me pause here because I need to tell the person who's making the background noise to keep it down, and we're going to move on to question number 6. Number 6 is, was the shooting targeted or random? I feel like all of the evidence okay, Spirit gave me a very interesting card. I'm going to show it to you all. It is another triggering card in this deck. It is the Tower, and it is showing the twin, one of the twin towers, right? That 9/11. So I just have to say that. The reason why I think this is a strong card of telling us that this is targeted is because the twin towers were targeted. Yes, there was collateral damage that probably, but the collateral damage was still a part of the bigger attack. So what I mean by that is the terrorists that attacked the Twin Towers, they had their targets in sight. They were fully aware of collateral damage and didn't care about that. That was part of the plan. So this is a very interesting card to question number 6. Very interesting to me that if there was any question in our minds about whether or not this was random, whether or not this was targeted, for me, this particular Tower card is saying this was very much targeted and very much the collateral damage of who was around. It didn't matter. They didn't care. They were like, they are going to go too. Let me see. Anything else, Spirit? So I'm not, I mean, I suppose you can interpret the Tower as a random mess, like it's random, like, but I don't. I feel like it's really a specific card that tells us this. Let me see what card fell to the floor. We have dark energies. Dark energies, someone who's low vibrational, homicidal, clearly. And I would venture to say, yeah, this is indicative of someone who, you see how we have this voodoo doll here? Someone who's wanting to intentionally cause harm, may have even contemplated doing some sort of dark magic or what have you on one or both of the victims. But targeted, you can even see the needle. I don't know what that, I mean, that's just how it speaks to me, these cards. I'll see if there's anything else from this deck. And then what we will do, we have vehicle. The vehicle was followed. Follow, vehicle. Something about the vehicles. I hope that law enforcement really combed over, and I'm sure they did, I would hope they did, combed over both the victims' vehicles and it may be difficult to pull any prints or anything of value, because if this person is close to one of the victims, let's say close to Kate, for example, you would expect to see their DNA or their fingerprints on or around her vehicle, right? So that, but there's something else. There's something else on the vehicle. Were in 2019, were you able to track vehicles, like put something on or around the vehicle to track someone's movements? Let me know. Let me know in the comment section. I'm curious about that. It's been a while. It's 2019. We're in 2024. In fact, I like to say when I'm recording a reading is today's date is October 14th, 2024, Monday. It's like 4:06 p.m. at this point. So we're going to stop here, friends. I have 6 more questions. We'll see if I'm going to decide if I need to ask that many more questions, but I do have some more questions that we're going to go into, such as if targeted, was this commissioned or a hired hit carried out, right? That's question number 7 as an example. We're going to do a little bit more confirmation on who did the perp first know out of the 2 victims. May not need that question after I look through all of the pictures of the readings that I've done, including this one. What's some key evidence that could break the case is another question we'll be asking in the next part. What does law enforcement know now, and what do they still need to learn about what happened, or what else do they need to learn? And then will justice be carried out? So that's going to be in the next part. Stay tuned for that. Yeah, stay tuned and give me your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do me a favor on your way out. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot to me. It lets me know that you've been watching and you're here. And I especially love, seeing the comments amongst yourselves and with me. So keep sharing your thoughts. All right. I'm going to stop here. I'll be back at the reading table at some point in the near future to wrap up those questions that I just mentioned. Take very good care of yourselves, folks. Much love. My condolences to the families of the victims. I am so sorry that their lives were taken in such a just cruel way, and may justice be served quickly. Bye, friends.